How's it, everybody? It's Gabe from the Hawaii Institute of Self-Reliance. Today's video is about how to protect your blades against rust. The first defense against rust is to use your knives. If you use your knives a lot, it won't have a chance to rust. And it'll create a natural patina depending on what kind of steel and what you use the knife on. But even then, you want to protect your blades with some kind of oil or some kind of protectant. By the ocean, in the jungle, I use Froglube. It's food safe and it works really well. Stay tuned for a Froglube test by the ocean. These two are basically the same knives. This is a Mora. This is made by Mora. Same exact knife. Pretty much. Okay? So the green one, the green Bajo, is not going to have any Froglube. It's a stainless steel, just like this Mora Companion. And I will put Froglube on this one, and not on this one. Now I have an SE Laser Strike. This has been stripped of its factory coating, and I've gun blued it. So I will apply some Froglube to this, and we will pour some salt water and wait a couple hours and see what happens. First I have my Froglube, a little rag. You don't have to carry around this big tub. You can just carry around a rag in a plastic bag for out in the field. It works really well. So I'm gonna apply some Froglube to the Laser Strike. And I'm gonna apply some Froglube to the Mora Companion. And then I will leave this one without protection. These two are basically the same knives. They're stainless steel. Let's see what happens when I pour salt water and wait a few hours to see how much rust develops. I have some salt water right here. You can see there's salt water on all these blades here. I want to check the time. It is 6:30 right now. As the test starts, 6:30. And I'll give you a close-up of the knives. Mora Companion with Froglube, Bajo Laplander without Froglube, both basically the same knife, even the same handle design, made by the same company. SE Laser Strike, 1095 high carbon steel with a gun bluing that I did myself on it, and Froglube. So again, these two knives have Froglube. This knife does not. So I'm gonna do some fishing, and we'll come back in an hour or two and see what has happened. I can catch these guys all day long. More rock cod. Beautiful fish. Okay, it's 9 o'clock right now, so that's 2.5 hours that these blades have been sitting with salt water on them. Let's look at the 1095 SE Laser Strike that has been gun blued, and there is a little bit of rust on the tip, but the majority of the blade and even the polished edge is rust free. There is a little bit of rust though. So the Froglube, even against salt water, helps 1095, which is extremely corrosive. 1095, you put a little salt water on it, it'll have rust all over it in no time. Now let's go with the Mora stainless steel, and there is some rust. I don't know if you can see that. And there's some salt buildup almost, looks like. And there's some rust at the tip. And remember, this is the unprotected blade. So even stainless steel will rust with salt water on it. Even in the jungle, if it's just damp, stainless steel will rust if it's not properly cared for. And this one had salt water poured on it with no protection, no Froglube, no protection whatsoever. Now this is a Mora stainless steel with, you see, a pretty good amount of Froglube on there, and there is no rust. And comparing them, you can definitely see there's a difference. The unprotected blade has developed rust in the same amount of time that the protected blade has not developed. It's been protected. So Froglube works really well, especially by the ocean. I'm very impressed with Froglube. I've tried all the others, and it's food safe, and it's the best that I've tried. Well, that's my test by the ocean, Froglube, against saltwater on a stainless steel and a high carbon steel blades. And like I said, I prefer Froglube over any other company. And this is only $17, $18 on Amazon, so it's very reasonable. This will last, geez, 2 years. And the thing is, you have to remember, after you use the blade, wipe it down with Froglube. And never really leave your sheaths or your knives in their sheaths overnight unless you really have to. I always keep, even a Kydex sheath, I will keep the knife out of the sheath just in case the moisture in the air gets in between the sheath and the blade and it just sits on there and gets trapped. So especially a leather sheath, do not leave your knife in the leather sheath while camping by the ocean overnight or for extended periods of time. It'll rust like that. And Froglube can only protect so much, but it does the best out of all the things I've tried. I've tried what is it? Olive oil, I've tried coconut oil, I've tried mineral oil, I've tried WD-40. I don't really like that because it's not food safe. I've tried the tough cloth, and that doesn't really work that well. Froglube is what I use. I hope you comment, like this video, subscribe. I'm here for any questions. Stay tuned. I got some awesome videos coming up. I'm in beautiful Hawaii. It's a gorgeous day, and I hope you have an awesome weekend. Aloha. Ha!